Hello, this is JY83. This is round 6 of AOR, which is quite a long time ago since it's actually happened, but here we are anyway. I've been really busy with exams and stuff, but now I've finished them all. We can get back to making the AOR highlights, and you can see a load of my setup now for Silverstone, my home race. Hopefully I can get a good result, although it's one of the biggest wheel tracks on the calendar other than Monaco, so yeah, it's pretty difficult, especially in the middle sector. It's very hard on the pad, so I'm not expecting much from that. But coming on to my first lap in qualifying, my banker lap, and it is appalling. It's a 28.4. Pretty sure my best, might be wrong, it was a long time ago, but I'm pretty sure my best was a 27.2, but that might be completely wrong. I think, pretty sure it's something like that though. So now this is my best lap in qualifying with only 42 seconds left, or 45 seconds left, sorry. Coming through turn 1 and 2, fully flat out, and braking just as the curb starts on the left, down to third gear, and you can see Team Vodka Shot goes fastest with 27.2. So that might be wrong actually. I'm pretty sure I wasn't on for pole position with my PB, but who knows, I can't remember, it was about 6 weeks ago now, so that shows how far behind it was. I'm currently 16th in the race, which is pretty poor, but braking just after the 100 metre board with about 75 metres for the Brooklands corner, and now Woodcote going in third gear, trying to keep the speed, but not too much because you run over the curve on the exit, which you don't want to do, and now that's quite nice through there. We're currently just about level with my Delta, and it's a 28.4 so far, so hopefully I can improve a lot on that. But I'm pretty sure my middle sector was appalling on the first lap, but now Copse fully flat and quali trim and not extending on the left hand side, which is good. Good run through there, through Copse corner, and now into Maggots and Beckett's and Chapel. You want to be fully flat through the first two, just shift down for the third one. Missed the apex a little bit, but that's not what I wanted, and down to fifth gear, and that wasn't perfect, but it was much better than my first run, definitely. And we're 6/10 off the pole position time so far, which isn't that bad, so if I get a good last sector, it could be a decent result here. Coming through Stowe now, braking just as the curve starts and turning in, not running wide on the exit too much, and now braking just as the curve starts on the right hand side and turning left into Vale and right, and it's a half a second improvement at the minute, and I can get a good final corner, but a little bit oversteer, we're going a bit too narrow and I've run wide, and that is a pretty terrible end to the lap. It's 27.9, which puts me in not on the first page, but it's a very close KJ game you see on pole, and you see the top 13 separated by just over half a second, so really it's minimal improvements would put you a lot of distance higher. You can see 8/10 off pole, which isn't that bad for my standards, but it's still 14th, so unfortunate, but that's how it goes. My teammate Bobbert's in 13th, and we're on to the grid now for the 5 red lights for the British Grand Prix from Silverstone, starting on super soft tyres, and it's a very long hold, but finally we're away in Silverstone from 13th on the grid. I think someone must have disconnected or got a penalty ahead of me, I'm not quite sure, but going down towards turn 1, trying not to get damage, and we're on the inside line. Bobbits has gone wide, my teammates are ahead of him, opposite 12th, and now Apex is just ahead of me. Can we try and make a move into turn 3, braking a little bit later then, but just trying not to get damage. Got the inside of Apex now, he's on soft tyres, so we should have a bit of a grip advantage. Mills is on the outside with the middle sandwich, and there's a lot of carnage up ahead, and I've actually a few positions there. Smithson also got caught up in that, I think, so up into 8th place, but I'm in the party with him. He told me he got wing damage at this point, so I was a little bit hoping he wouldn't go for a move, but that's exactly what he's doing. And fair enough, it is lap 1, he's down to go for anything, obviously. And Mills is actually going very slowly. We're up into 7th as someone I think spun. I didn't quite see who that was, but up into 7th place from 13th on the grid, so it's an unbelievable first lap, or first half of the lap. And but Smithson is still going for a move here, which I'm not too best pleased with, but he's going to go for it anyway. Got a shallow line to Copse, got a slight break there, but we forced him out wide. Now Hayden's going to come past in his Williams. He was actually, I think, behind me on the grid, so he's even got an even better start than I did, and now we've got a terrible line, and Smithson's still going side by side, which isn't the best. And Verstappen also just about hit my side pop, but no damage done. I think he might have spun out or like got a little bit held up by that, because he did understeer into me, which is like fair enough, it's just a mistake, but it didn't cost me anything, cost him a lot more, so that's decent. And now into 9th, which unfortunately we lost a few places. Hayden has already broken away, you can see, but Smithson is going to put into the pits, as is someone else up ahead. I'm not quite sure who that is. They also have wing damage though, so up into 7th place, I think it's Franglish, who has got very unlucky this season so far. Hopefully he can start improving that, but KJ is in the lead. He's starting to get to the fastest lap, and now onto lap 2, coming through Copse corner. Hayden has started to break away, but I've got a little bit of a gap to Living Dead. We're currently in 7th place, which would be a very good result. I'm coming towards Maggots and Beckett's, turning in a little bit, and don't actually lift through there, and unfortunately my back end has gone, and I've spun around, so that's very unfortunate, but I did that last season, but a little bit later I did it through the exit of Chapel, but this season did it in Maggots, in Beckett, sorry. So that has dropped me down. I got no damage, luckily, but it's dropped me down to last of the people I haven't stopped yet. So, completely my mistake, just annoying. You have to run high ballast when you're on a pad for those corners, and high ballast also means your back end's very unstable. So, unfortunately, I spun around. But now you can see on lap 7 I've caught back up to Fluffy Pillow. You can see my pace is actually pretty good because Clone Troop and Fluffy Pillow haven't got that far ahead, whereas normally when I get last I stay last, so it's gone pretty well to the pace is good, it's just a mistake unfortunately, as I could have probably got a decent points paying position if I hadn't made that mistake, but now I'm fighting for like 1 or 2 maybe at best. As you can see, we're just behind Fluffy Pillow for 10th, but also we've got to remember that Ollie and Franglish are just behind, well not just behind, but they're a bit behind us. I've made an early stop and their pace is very good, so they're probably going to catch me by the end of the race. But you can see Fluffy Pillow is going pretty slowly. He's actually run wide there, so I'm going to go for it into the next few corners, into Maggots and Beckett's, but I don't really want to run side by side through here as it is very dangerous, so I back out a little bit, trying to focus on the exit of the Chapel to try and get a good run into Stowe. And we've turned into early, not too early, he's turned into early a little bit, but our Clone Troop's going slowly. We're trying to switch to the right side. He's actually hit Fluffy Pillow and then hit me as well. So it's really not going my way. The first one was definitely my fault. That one not my fault at all. Just tried to avoid him at first, but then he hit Fluffy Pillow and spun into me, and I've lost half front wing. I didn't bother taking the stewards or anything because it didn't really matter. Like by the end, he actually retired just after that because I think he lost his whole front wing. So yeah, it's nothing really, not much point at all. But I'm going to pit. The only good thing was I was going to pit one of the next 2 laps anyway, so it could have been a lot worse, a lot worse of a lap to do that. And I'm inviting someone back to the session who's disconnected. But yeah, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to change our front wing now, which is going to cost me an extra 7 seconds in the pit stop compared to what it normally is. But we are going to go on to softs, so it did happen at one of the perfect laps because I think lap 9 or 10 is the perfect lap to pit. So onto soft tyres, changing the wing. And he's actually pitting behind me as well, so he's there just in a Ferrari. I think he is ghosted, which means he's going to retire from the session. But I'm down to 13th now, and Verstappen also on the medium is going to come past as well. He actually got wing damage, I think, on lap 1, as did LK, is also going to come past now. And down to 15th and last place, which is not good. But I do have the soft tyres. The driver's ahead. I think LK isn't going to go to the end because he pitted onto softs very early, but and Bailey is on the mediums, so I should be able to catch him because the soft tyres are very much quicker than the mediums, but we don't know, like it could just be that he's a lot quicker than me. But now through on lap 9, which is a couple of laps later, and Verstappen has actually made a mistake there. I think he's spun out, so he's got very slowly, so I'm going to switch to the inside and get ahead of him and then come back on the left hand side. And you can see in the mirror he actually went off. I'm pretty sure I desynced into him because you can see in the mirror I was about 2 car lengths ahead when I came back onto the racing line, but I think he ended up getting like hit off, which obviously wasn't my intention. I think it's just lag and desync, which is unfortunate for him, but he was like, we're both out of the points anyway. But you can see his Smithson going out of the pits on his super soft tyres. He actually went for a 2-stop strategy, and he's ahead of me, so yeah, that shows his pace. He's already made an extra pit stop and he's ahead of me still. It also shows that I've made too many mistakes this race. Well, one too many mistake, and that mistake also led me to get caught up with the drivers who spun out with Clone Troop and Fluffy Pillow earlier. But now you can see I've caught back up to Fluffy Pillow, having changed our front wing, so that's not too bad. Bobbers, my teammate, is flying at the front and taking the fastest lap there. But now on to lap 18 it is, and we're catching Fluffy Pillow. Got DRS, and it's going to be very close now to Stowe. Slipstream is actually working, which it doesn't look like it is. But I do have quite low wings, so we're going to try and catch him through Stowe. He's gone to the grass a little bit on the entry, so that's going to help him out. And now we're getting very much a good exit off of Stowe. Coming back over to Vale here, we're going to have to switch to the outside. He's defending the inside line, breaking it on 100 metre board, switching it around the outside. Can we make this work? Around the outside and all the way around. And here we go up the inside, and that is a very nice move. And that was pretty good move. Like, my favourite part of the race probably, because it was a decent overtake, and I'm very happy with it. Now you can see onto the last lap, and a few drivers more pitted, so I'm on to 9th place, which I would take very much. But you can see Franglish is right behind me, but I think I have a penalty and he doesn't, so it's not going to be 9th, it's going to be 10th I believe. But Franglish is going to try and pressure me into a mistake in the last few corners, but KJ Gamer has won the race, so I think he takes championship lead with that, although it is like 6 weeks later now, so I can't actually remember, to be perfectly honest. Franglish is going to go for a move into last corner and defend the inside, try and force him out to go over the curves, but he isn't able to do a move. And I'm going to retain the 9th place towards the line, but unfortunately I do have a penalty, and that is going to be, and we do actually crash into Smithson's AI car after crossing the line. so that's gone well. Finishing with 3 wheels, so sort of sums up the race a bit. You can see 10th place. My teammate Bobbers is in 4th, which is a good result. Hayden gets his first podium and breaks away from me a lot. I think that leaves me in 17th. Sorry if you can hear that car outside, the window is open. But a penalty leaves me in 10th place, which is decent. Not too bad, but my 3rd points paying position of the season out of 5 races. So back into points after the last 2, which I'll take, and after the mistakes, I'll take a point from that race, definitely. So I hope you enjoyed. I'll be trying to get these videos out a lot more frequently than I have been. So if you do enjoy it, leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more. This has been JY3, and I will see you next time.